We feel alive in the light, feel alive in the summertime.
Starting a business is easy, but growing that business requires new markets to expand into. Fortunately, the world is full of them. Places that have similar culture and enough of an economy for the people in them to buy your product. But to get there, you're going to need access to those markets and a way to sell to them. Awareness for your product and channels by which to deliver it to those markets. And it helps if you have a pretty amazing product too, since it has to be in demand all over the world and appeal to broad audiences regardless of culture.
See, I've been around the world and flipped it upside down. Yeah, I'm a dreamer, a shaker.
Doing business in global markets is tricky, but there are great rewards for those that succeed. People once rode bicycles in a leisurely fashion for fun.
This was used in my great-grandfather's day.
But more recently, biking has been reframed as a fitness movement, ushering in a biking renaissance. Swiss snowboard designer Benno Banziger and his German partner, Jenno Erfurth, wanted to remind people of the days when bikes were fun again. So they converted their California-based t-shirt shop to manufacture bicycles based on the kinds of cool vintage muscle cars that you see on a weekend in the burger joint parking lots of Venice Beach. Electra bikes became popular quickly because no one else was doing what Benno and Jenno loved, making sturdy, dependable, fun-to-ride bikes. They sold a few hundred the first year, 1,200 the next, then 5,000 the next. By the time they attracted the attention of big players like Schwinn, they had a nice niche market business. Richard Chalker runs the famous and sustainably award-winning chain of Perry's Cafe and Bike Rentals up and down the Los Angeles coast, and he swears by the brand.
In the past, we've had a real problem with maintenance with our mixed fleet. Now we've brought on Electra exclusively, and we've cut down our maintenance probably by 90%, and that's not an exaggeration. Electra has fit the bill across the board. Functionality, aesthetics, and from a highly integrity maintenance standpoint.
Kevin Cox is the president of Electra Bicycle.
Well, one of the great things about Electra bikes is our patented flat foot technology. That allows you to sit upright, you don't have to lean over, allows you to put your feet flat on the ground anytime you want to. Another great thing about Electra bikes is, we're a lifestyle brand. We like to say, dress your bike, dress yourself. So whether it's putting on your own bell or a cup holder, you really have a way to take your Electra bike and customize it and make it your own.
Luckily for Electra, the big players didn't see the little style bike business as a threat. They tried their own products in the market space, but were never able to mimic the key features and custom styling that Electra had mastered. Despite the size of their opposition, Benno and Jenno found other brands' efforts small enough to overcome with hard work and dedication, and expanded their business in the most natural way.
Benno was a Swiss national, but living in Germany, so they had an immediate access to that market. So it gave them the opportunity to kind of infuse a little bit of Americana into a European culture that was just craving that.
To really grow Electra, Benno and Jenno were going to have to build on their global presence. Finding places where their vintage sense of style and up-to-date technology were in demand would give them a much-needed comparative advantage against larger competitors, who, after all, were better equipped to distribute large volume to a global market more quickly.
The logical choice for us was to expand throughout the rest of North America. So that meant opening up Canada for us. And then our next market beyond that was Australia. A great beach sort of vibe in the major markets, so it just seemed like a natural fit for the Electra brand.
The global marketplace gives a company like Electra the opportunity to expand into locations that other companies might overlook because of small market size, underwhelming income levels, or because those markets are located outside of their established distribution networks, as well as markets so massive that there's room for both the larger, high-volume competitors and upstarts like Electra. Despite that, their distribution strategy would have to center around one unshakable reality about the biking industry.
The best manufacturers of bicycles today are in Taiwan and China, and that's where we landed. People do have to manufacture bikes in both locations, especially if you're importing your bikes into specific countries like the European Union. where import duties vary depending on whether it's coming in from China or whether it's coming in from Taiwan.
From Asia, the California-based company can simply export bikes via freight ships to markets like Australia and the EU, and feed their domestic demand by importing the bikes into the United States, which they can as yet do more cheaply than manufacturing their bikes in the States. This outsourcing of production to a foreign manufacturing plant helps Electra keep its costs down. Should physical forces like instability over political tensions between China and Taiwan increase, Electra would likely move their manufacturing to somewhere without those types of troubles, though doing so would probably drive up their costs and prices.
We feel alive in the light, feel alive in the summertime. Whoa, whoa.
Yet even with secure manufacturing and distribution, Electra can still face resistance from regulatory forces when trying to enter new markets.
We came out with our new pedal assist bicycle. It's called the Townie Go. So it does have a motor in it, and there are certain speed regulations that exist, and those regulations are different between Europe and US. And at Electra, we opted for the US standard. It's a slightly lower speed, but that gives us one product platform that has global reach.
But Electra doesn't always get to choose a convenient standard to build to. In many countries, safety equipment regulations differ greatly, requiring unique bike builds for just those markets.
We add front brakes to many of our bikes, sometimes lighting systems, and sometimes fenders, just depending on, again, weather and use and particular laws within that region.
Ironically, since its style is desired everywhere as genuine Americana, Electra doesn't have to change its marketing message anywhere. It does, however, have to alter its catalog in different markets to accurately illustrate differing safety equipment.
And I'll be shaking off the blues just like I'm shaking off my shoes. Love every second of the summertime heat, yeah.
Electra can face financial forces and other challenges that impact its cash flow in new markets as well.
Currency fluctuation in Asia, that's a big one because that in and of itself can skew the cost of our bicycle. Bad weather, a long winter, no sunshine. The bike business is very seasonal, and then again, that's the real value of having a global brand, because while it's winter in the US, I'm enjoying a nice summer in Australia.
To better combat such challenges, Electra recently accepted a buyout offer from Trek, a major multinational corporation with an established distribution network that allows Electra to get its products to new markets more quickly and effectively.
What Electra doesn't want to be burdened with is the extra infrastructure involved in being a global logistics house. Really, what's in our quiver is, making cool, hip, fun, vibey product that has this great Southern California, organic, homegrown nature to it.
Benno and Jenno moved on from the company years ago, and today, Kevin runs the show. Trek stays pretty hands-off with Electra's management. After all, why mess with a good thing? Electra's design and functionality give the brand a great appeal in bike-friendly cultures, and they're a particular hit with women. By returning to the roots of a comfortable and happy experience, Electra has made bike riding less of a competition and more of a universal pastime that everyone in the world can share and enjoy again.
Our bikes were very well received over in Germany and throughout the kind of northern part of the EU. China particularly is a market that we don't sell into today, but will be a big push forward for us in the coming years. Additionally, although we've gotten many requests to sell our bikes down in Latin America, we just haven't had the manpower to be able to really efficiently attack that market. So that's on our radar as well. Coming soon to a bike shop near you in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
'Cause